Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Hello. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Okay. So we'll do the same thing we always do. I have a little training to go through, and then we can chit chat and ask questions and share ideas and all that good stuff. Okay. So we have talked about in the last several weeks, we've talked a little bit about like goal planning and, being really focused with your strategy. We talked a little bit about sponsoring. Today, I want to go back to not goal planning, but action planning. Okay. And so talking about like taking your goals, making the action plan and how you do that. So, and your focus, where your focus is going. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So whatever you're interested in is what you focus on, just naturally. So, and that can change, obviously. Good example is, when you, get a new pair of shoes or a new car or something, and then you see that car everywhere and you never noticed it before, and then you start noticing it. Or a dog, you get a certain type of dog and you're like, oh, look, everyone has that dog and I didn't even notice. And that's just because your brain switches over and says, oh, she's interested in this, and so I'm going to focus on this. And so it starts to open that up. The same goes for our goals and our plans and action items, our to-do lists. Whatever we are interested in is what we're going to focus on. So how do we get our brain to be interested in what we want to get done? Because sometimes we're just not interested in our to-do list. We have to really plan and be strategic about it and use our goals and our dreams like to kind of bring it all together, to kind of convince our brain, yes, this is something you're interested in. This is what you're going to work on. And here's where our focus is going to go. So planning, which is not my strong suit. I have said that forever, but definitely something that I'm always trying to work on. Is planning and scheduling and being organized and all of that stuff. So, I heard this quote, successful people plan their day. They don't leave their day to just happen. And I am so guilty of that. Like most of my life, I've just let things happen, and I notice that when I do that, I spend my whole day being reactionary, where I'm just like responding to everything. I'm responding to messages. I'm responding to things that just happen, chaos and life and all of that. And then at the end of the day, I kind of feel exhausted. Like I had the busiest, craziest day ever. But if I look at what I actually accomplished, I feel like I accomplished nothing. And it's really frustrating, it just makes me want to kind of, roll over and be like, forget it. I cannot do this, and I'm learning that when I really spend some time planning and getting a little more organized, that at the end of the day, I can say, okay, look, I did accomplish these things, and it builds that confidence. It inspires me to keep going. It drives that like motivation, the momentum. So successful people plan their day. Of course, there's going to be stuff that you have to like respond to. There's going to be fires to put out. Your kids are going to fall down. Somebody's going to have an urgent random message that's going to end up taking way longer than you thought, or whatever. There's always going to be stuff. So maybe even including like buffer time, plan for that in your schedule. So give yourself a little more time than you think is necessary to get things done, so that if something pops up, you can still stay in that time frame. Even things like errands, I'm not very good at planning my errands. Like I'll put them on my list, but I won't say, okay, I'm going to need 2 hours to go to the post office and get grocery shopping done or whatever. I'll just say, oh yeah, I'll squeeze that in there. I'll get it done. And it ends up derailing my day sometimes. And so plan your errands, plan how much time you're going to need to, do school with your kids, or whatever your commitments are that you have to get done, plan those, so that they don't end up being fires that you're putting out all day. I've started doing like monthly planning, weekly planning, and daily planning. And again, something these are not things that I'm like totally, nailed, but I'm working on it. So I plan, for the month, which is kind of your big picture planning, figuring out, okay, these are my goals. This is what I want to do. And this will be, business and your family, and, maybe if you have church commitments or any other types of activities that you're involved in, of course, you're going to plan for all of it. We'll just focus, obviously, on business for this call. So plan out your big picture ideas, big picture concepts for your monthly. And then, oh my gosh, Tess, so cute. Okay, sorry. And then from there, you can break it down to weekly and then daily. And daily, you should plan, you know, the night before or first thing when you wake up, that type of a thing. Really plan what you're going to do that day. Now, you're thinking, okay, yeah, duh, I've got my to-do list. I do a to-do list every night. It's totally fine. I may not get through it, but I write it, and I don't know if it's really working. So that was the way I was. I've always been a list person where I always had lists going. I would always make a to-do list. I was always very ambitious with my to-do list. And I realized that my problem was that I wasn't really organizing my to-do list very well. And so I would just start at the top, or maybe start with the thing I could get done the quickest, and hope for some momentum or hope for some kind of miracle, really, in my case. But I still ended up feeling like most days I would end the day and not feel like I accomplished nearly half of what I wanted to get accomplished. So for our business, we should be breaking our to-do list up into different parts, okay? The very first part, these should be the first things you do when you are sitting down to get work done. These should be at the top of your list. Income producing activities. Now, what I mean by this is when they're bringing in income, like right now, okay? Things that will bring in income within 1 day, 5 days, at most a week. That's an income producing activity. There are activities that could be income generating or will be income generating, but maybe not for a while. You know? Those are not income producing activities that we're talking about, okay? So your very first section on your to-do list should include your income producing activities, and that's what you want to focus on when you're planning out your day or when you sit down and you have time to work. Because in our business, what happens when we don't do this is we spend our month being busy with things like, I don't know, developing trainings and doing, our team stuff, or making a new website, or organizing our office, or like whatever. You know, we can think of a million things that are important, but they're not actually putting money in your pocket right now. And then all of a sudden, it's the end of the month, it's the last week, and we're kind of scrambling, you know, either trying to meet our minimum or trying to just meet our own personal sales goal, you know, or we're scrambling thinking, oh my gosh, the month went by and I haven't sponsored anybody, you know, and that type of situation creates anxiety and stress. It also diminishes your confidence. You start to just, even if it's subtly or subconsciously, you start to doubt your own ability. And then that's going to spill over into the next month, and it just turns into this snowball effect. So we tell our teams, right, we want to front load our month. Well, it's the same for us. You need to front load by focusing on daily. So not just front load your month, but like each day, front load your day. Focus on your own personal income producing activities first thing. They should be at the top of your list. It's really a difference between, I heard this from Deb, acting like a CEO or acting like a hobbyist. She said, you know, a CEO looks at their business and each day, how much money did my business bring in? What was the income each day? And a hobbyist is kind of like, it's like a gamble, you know, I might make money today and I might not, and we'll see, and oh well, we're just doing the thing, you know. And I really was kind of convicted of that. I thought, wow, I don't think I really look at it in that way, where each day, what was the income that I produced, you know. So that's sales, but it's also personal sponsoring and getting those people that you personally sponsored to start selling, because obviously that is money in your pocket. And of course, with our comp plan, you know, when we get paid out on the end of the month or the 8th or whatever, like that's still an income producing activity. Okay. So another thing that you focus on in this income producing activity, a daily thing, is, now I'm going to use the word auto ship. We don't have auto ship, but auto ship for other companies is kind of where they like count their residual income. For us, the way we want to look at that is the people that are in our circle who are staying qualified each month. You can look at those people like auto ship customers, make a list of them, and make sure that they're getting their personal auto ship, which doesn't have to be their own order. We can definitely be encouraging them to sell their 125. But that's like kind of the way you can look at it, is these people, they're really your customers right now, right? We've talked about that. They're kind of like your ultra VIPs, people in your circle, especially the people who are, you know, they're just active. They're not totally business building, but they just kind of stay active. Look at those people like auto ships, so that you should have a list of them each month that you're going to reach out to and contact, and, you know, see if they have any questions, or see if they have any product needs, or see if they have a customer who you could help with, or whatever. They should be on at the top of your list for your income producing daily activities. Okay. So make that list. Make a list of your first line presenters and your first line elites, and make a list of all the people who are active each month in your circle, and keep that list right there on your desk, so that it's something you see every day. People in other companies who have auto ships, they would have a list of people who are on their monthly auto ship, and that's what they would look at each day. So for us, it's those people in our circle that we're going to be looking at each day. You also want to, you know, jot down, like, you're adding new presenters and adding new customers. That's an income producing activity, obviously. And so jot that down, the number that you're going for, the actions you need to get there, and add that to your daily top of the list income producing activity, checking in with those people, or doing the activities that will bring those people in right then. Okay. So that would be, you know, sending a follow-up message or a private message, you know, about somebody who's you've already talked to about the opportunity, and checking in with them, or, you know, maybe you needed to send them a video about the kid, or whatever it was, you know, those are what I'm talking about, where the very next step would be them signing up, or them making an order, something like that. We really want to strategize our to-do lists every day, and every month, of course. So focus on these things every single day. In the top of your list, you should be like your monthly list. It should say, you know, what do I want to make, and how is that money going to be made? So if you want to make, you know, $2,000, how are you going to make it? How much of it is going to come from your own personal sales? How much of it is going to come from your circle? How much of it will come from a bonus if there's a bonus that month, etc. So that you are really, really, really strategizing exactly how you're going to do this. That is where we have that, like, boss, you know, CEO mindset towards our business. Okay. The next section on your to-do list should be called, or something along those lines, you know, these are your high priority items. So things that are really important, but they aren't necessarily putting money in your pocket right now. So those are the things like, you know, like that they will put money in your pocket down the road. And if you don't do them at all, they're definitely going to have a negative impact on your business. And you do them, they're going to have a very positive impact on your business. So things like, you know, creating a party script, or an opportunity video, or, you know, things along those lines. Your stuff with your team, you know, making a training page, or setting up a, you know, Go for Green group, or whatever, things like that. Those aren't income producing right now, but they could very well be, and they would definitely have a huge impact, positive or negative, on your business, whether you do them or not. So those are high impact, high priority, you know, crucial items to do, but they're not income producing right now. Okay. That would also be things like, you know, maybe learning a new platform like YouTube or Pinterest or whatever. I mean, those could definitely have a huge impact on your business, but they are not going to put money in your pocket today, and they should still be something that stays right under those income producing activities on your to-do list. The next thing on your the next group of things on your to-do list would be, you know, must do this week. Like, so things that you've either been given a deadline, or you've given yourself a deadline. You need to respect your own deadlines that we set for ourselves. I am the worst at that. I'll set a deadline for myself, and then I'm always like, oh, you know, oh, well, I can bump it. I can get to it next week. I'll just change that. No. We have to respect the deadlines we set for ourselves, because that's what we're telling our brain, whether it's important or not. So if you've told yourself, you know, okay, I'm going to do a top 10 Tuesday every Tuesday, then respect that. And that would go on the must do this week list. Or if you've said, you know, you told somebody, yes, I'll make an opportunity video and have it for you by Wednesday or whatever, then you've given yourself a deadline. Or maybe you have another deadline for some other reason. Maybe you have a meeting with somebody to help you create a website, you know, that would be on that deadline list. Okay. And then the very last group of things on your to-do list would be things that you need from other people. I don't think, for me, I don't have a lot of those on my list, which is probably bad. I suppose I should be delegating a little bit. But I don't know, things like maybe if you have hired somebody to help you with something and, you know, they have a deadline to get back to you, you know, maybe that would be something that you need from another person. So that would be the bottom of your list as far as checking in with them and getting them back. Or so yeah, I don't know. I was having a hard time thinking of too many examples of that because it's not something that I personally have a lot of. But that's kind of the order of how we want to have our to-do list, and the order that we want to, you know, be focusing our attention on things each day. So I found that super helpful for me in the last couple of months when I've been trying to reorganize and restructure and, like, I don't know, focus my brain and my business and all of that, was being able to look at my to-do list and say, okay, you know, this is what I need to focus on first. Because it's so easy for me to get caught up in, like, oh yeah, I want to do this new whatever and start that new there and I'll do this, and I end up like 100,000 places and nothing's finished and nothing was really effective or producing, you know. And so anyway, that's been helpful for me, and hopefully it'll be somewhat helpful for you. Okay, do we have any questions or anything? Hey Liz.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are y'all?
Good to see you.
You too.
Okay, do you guys have any questions about what I just went over or anything else?
Gunner's crying because he put it away when I took it.
I was like, whoa, your voice changed.
That was Amberlyn.
Oh, hi, Ambo.
Continue. Oh.
Do you guys have any concerns or things you wanted to talk about just in general? Team stuff?
Okay, I have never done this before. So is this like I can go back to the front of this later on and watch this, or?
I will load this to YouTube and share a link.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
It was really good though.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad you hopped on, Liz, and thanks, Steph.
I pulled up the daily right now to print out.
Okay, cool. Yes. That's awesome.
It's a good starter list, I think.
It is. It's a really good list. I agree. I love Michelle. She does such a good job with things. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She would not need to organize her to-do list. I do.
I need to start making to-do lists. I'm not a list person. I never have been.
Yes.
But I have 3 calendars sitting right here and 2, whatever the crap these things are called. Planners.
Planners.
I have 2 planners. Not one thing is written in either of them.
You've got to do it. It'll help you. I mean, it takes a while. Like when I first started using them, I always used lists, but I never used planners. And like I said, my lists were always just a pile of stuff that was ridiculous to think I could accomplish. So they really weren't very effective. But I felt really kind of overwhelmed at first when I was starting to use planners. Like I felt like it was just one more thing to do, and it took too much time, and you know, like, I don't know. So I think it takes time to like get in your groove and figure out
creating a new routine. Just like diets, it's always hard at first.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Good comparison. Totally.
Can we tell what's on my mind? Getting back to my old ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's definitely hard to create new habits and new routines, but they are good once you create them.
I agree.
Okay. Anything on your mind, Liz?
Not really. I'm just listening.
Oh, that's okay. Perfect. All right. Well, I think that's about it. That's all I have today.
All right.
Okay. Okay. So have a great day. Organize your list, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.